fans, once again, welcome to Sweater Field for tonight's game between the Eisenhower Eagles and the Great Towers. We're going to get things rolling here. Just under 5 minutes, just to get some pre-game reminders. One is the stands. The stands are wet because of the rain, obviously, but be careful of the steps. They do get slippery, and use the guardrails where possible. Up and down, find a dry spot.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shelby TV pregame show. I'm Tim Meyer along with Stephen McDonald. And Stephen, tonight, the Eisenhower Eagles at 1-6 take on the 6-1 Anchor Bay Tars. And tell us a little bit about the success of these Anchor Bay Tars.
Yeah, so they're led offensively by junior quarterback Luke Hall. He's completed about 56% of his passes, has 6 touchdowns through the air this year, also has a couple rushing as well, but 6 touchdowns through the air, also no interceptions for Hall this season. He's been very efficient from that quarterback position. Now, rushing the ball, they love to run the football, something the Eagles will have to be aware of here this evening. They're led by Bryce Charanzniak, the senior running back, 26 in white. He leads them in rushing this year. But one thing these Eagles will have to do, especially when they're on offense, is watch for number 36 in white, Liam Carey. He's a starting linebacker for this Tars team, and he can go all over the field for them tonight.
And, Stephen, for the Eisenhower Eagles, they're 1-6, a tough year for them. The Eagles basically playing with a lot of sophomores and juniors. They've learned a lot, but they've lost a lot. So it's hopefully they can learn from that experience. Now the Anchor Bay Tars have never beat the Eisenhower Eagles. They're 12 losses to Eisenhower, and tonight could be different. Eisenhower needs to win tonight to avoid having the worst season of all. The worst season they had was a 2-7 season back in 1975, which was a regrettable one for them. But the Anchor Bay Tars, they're going to try to come and win their first game against the Eisenhower Eagle team. So we'll see. We'll be back with action right after this.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shelby TV Sports Special. I'm Tim Meyer along with Steve McDonald. And tonight, right here at Barney Swinehart Field, we have the Anchor Bay Tars taking on the Eisenhower Eagles. And Stephen, the Eisenhower Eagles having a tough year this year, 1-6, but the Anchor Bay Tars having a pretty good year.
Yeah, they are 6-1 on the year. They did really well this year in conference play as part of the MAC White division. Actually, back-to-back now in the MAC White. They won it in 2020, now 2021. But looking at this all-time series, the Eagles lead the all-time. I believe we touched on this in pregame, 12-0 all-time against the Tars. These two teams met a year ago. The Eagles, I believe, had 1 or 2 wins going into that game on the road against Anchor Bay. Got the win there. That was a big win for them last season. So it's kind of a similar situation for these two teams here tonight, and it'll be interesting to see if the Eagles can go back-to-back in a situation similar to what they were under last season. But yeah, like you said, Tim, in pregame, not a very on-brand season for them. You mentioned haven't had a season like this since all the way back in the mid-1970s, so it'll be an interesting game here tonight. The Tars definitely want to be able to run the football. That's something the Eagles defense has struggled with here this season, so stopping people like Bryce Trosniak is going to be very important. Liam Carey as well can carry the ball for them offensively. He's also somebody that when they're on defense, they're going to have to pay attention to at all times, number 36 in white, Liam Carey.
And as you mentioned, the Eisenhower Eagles, a little struggle on the run, but they were playing MAC Red running backs like Cephas Harris and the like. It might be perfect weather to run the football. There's a bit of a drizzle here. But the fans are still in the stands here. The Eisenhower Eagles will need to come up with some offense. If they do not score, it's going to be a long night for Eisenhower. Back to receive is number 21, Dane Kinniger. That's the old sneakeroo here. And there he goes. That was number 13, Martell. Colin Martell, and we got a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Brandon Kedrow, number 30 for the Eagles, stopped him from getting down that near sideline, and if Kedrow wasn't there, he would have been gone for the score on the opening kick. Some early misdirection by the Tars, something we'll see when this offense takes the field here in just a second, led by junior quarterback Luke Hall. 6 touchdowns through the air, no interceptions so far, also has 4 rushing scores as well.
He gives it off right there to number 36 is the star running back. That's Liam Carey. And Carey gets a couple of yards up to the Eisenhower 42, where it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Tars.
Good job by the Eagles defensive front. They'll have to be very disciplined here tonight against this Tars rushing attack. They have a couple guys that they can run with. Trosniak 1, Carey another. Ben Hansen, number 10, has a good chunk of carries here on the season.
Give it to Shornack. He tries to go up the middle, but reaching in there for Eisenhower, Luke Anil, and he makes the tackle. Gain of only about 1.5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Anchor Bay Tars from the Eagle 40. It's not really the most conducive weather to pass, but the Tars do have the wind at their back.
And they do have some weapons on the outside. We talk about, and we will talk about all night, this rushing attack for the Tars, but they do have some guys on the outside. Ben Hansen, I mentioned in the running game, has 8 receptions, also 4 touchdowns, 4 of the 6 touchdown passes thrown by Luke Hall here this season.
Hansen in motion, back goes, he's gonna be sacked back there. Christian Johnson, the big sack on Hall. Loss of about 6 yards maybe, but it doesn't matter as Anchor Bay is going to have to punt. A nice blitz or tackle there, sacked by Johnson.
Yeah, great individual effort there by Johnson. The pocket really didn't hold much for Luke Hall on that pass, but also the Eagles secondary did well on the back end covering that play, allowed the rush to get home, and Johnson's able to make the sack.
Interesting here for Eisenhower is Anchor Bay set to punt. Connor Temple, the freshman, is deep, and he's standing his own 5. He got a flag down, so I don't know what happened there. Goes into the end zone.
That'll be right around the line of scrimmage, so Could be anything from a illegal formation. Maybe somebody jumped early. We'll have to check on the marker.
Let's see here.
Looks like they're pointing in the direction of Anchor Bay. The official closest to us here, signaling that they're going to decline.
You all notice the pink out here. It is pink out night tonight, and you can and the sidelines, we'll see they got a lot of little kids out there, as well as the Eisenhower cheerleaders.
Legal formation. Declined.
Well, you heard it there. Eagles will decline the penalty. Now Ethan Barker. Looks like he's in the backfield for Eisenhower. Swing it out to him, makes a catch. Anchor Bay is ready for it though. And we got a flag down on the field. There we go. Big loss.
Yeah, Preston Crum, the quarterback, just a sophomore starting for the Eagles, started last year as a freshman as well, was banged up a little bit earlier on this season. And as you said, Tim, had Ethan Barker lined up in the backfield with him, the leading receiver for this Eagles team.
And probably and a real gifted athlete. They must try to get him the ball. And there goes Cardamone up the middle, makes a couple of moves, gets some decent yardage, maybe about 3 yards. It'll be third down though, and not a good position to be in, third and long with the wind here.
Yeah, both these offenses on their first possession, starting out third and long, not necessarily where they want to be, given the fact that Anchor Bay, we talked about, is more of a rushing style team first, and then for the Eagles just wanting to get off on the right foot, they get the stop there on the opening possession, now putting themselves behind the chains third and long.
Crum looks, wanted the screen pass. He does get it to Barker. Does have some decent blocking. Tried to get over a man, but a nice tackle there by the Anchor Bay Tars. Number 9, Mel Eason, the third, does the job, and the Eagles will be forced to punt on fourth down. Look at Mel come over here, make this play. Tries to hurdle him, but it's a good job. I believe that was Mel. Am I wrong?
And a good play call on third and long there by Joe Youngblood, the offensive coordinator, just a little bit too far from the first down line for that play to really pay off the way they wanted to. But that's one of those plays where if it works, has some big playability on just an easy screen pass.
Luke O'Neill, it's a kind of a sidewinder punt. Taken down there. Boy, it's one tackle. Ball is fumbled. I believe Anchor Bay has got it. Looks like that was recovered there by number 52, Sean Olszewski. You see here as
yeah, it's going to be a storyline here all night as the rain continues to come down. Stopped for a while during pregame, but now picked up here as the game rolls on here in the first quarter from Swinehart Field, especially on these kicks, punts, kickoffs, whatever it is. Ball security is going to be so important. It's kind of cold down there on the field, as we found out pregame, but it's also, again, beginning to rain, so that's a bad combination.
Good field position here for the Tars, and going nowhere is Ben Hansen. He's tackled for about a 1-yard gain. It'll be second down and 9 for Anchor Bay.
And a good job, you see Hansen coming through and getting that handoff. Haven't seen a ton of that misdirection as we will see tonight from Anchor Bay so far. Looks like head coach Mike Giannone keeping things in front of them so far, not really trying to open it up too much against this Eagles rushing defense.
Will make a throw. It's intended for number 81, Luke Zyrek, but it's over his head. It's going to be tough to throw tonight, even though they got a little bit of a wind at their back. You can see the rain there as it's coming down. It's not a like thunderstorm rain, but it is it's pretty decent. You see the pass over his head. Be third down and 9 for Anchor Bay. 6:43 left to go here in the first quarter. See what the Tars ring up here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they dial up here on this third down play. Liam Carey just now leaving the field.
Hall's going to take off. Got some blocking, got the first down, spins away from Cardamone down at the 30. Goes Hall, and he's got Anchor Bay. First down, it'll be 1st and 10, Anchor Bay, deep in Eisenhower territory.
And a great call on 3rd and long there by the Tars. Put Hall in the shotgun, spread everybody out, spread the Eagles defense out, create numbers in the box, and Hall can run the football. We talked about his ability to throw the ball, his 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, but also has 4 rushing touchdowns on the year, and he showed his athleticism with his feet there.
There's the running back number 10, and Ben Hansen. He's met solidly there by the Eisenhower Eagles' Ethan Barker.
Yeah, Tim, outside of that last run by Hall on 3rd down, the Eagles have done really well so far here in the early going of this game with their run defense, not allowing a ton of room up the middle to this Tars offense. And you almost wonder if it'll become a case where the Tars are just trying to keep pounding it up the middle against that Eagles front until they finally just wear them down towards the end of the game.
Oh, it'll be 2nd down and 7 for Anchor Bay. Give us to Hansen again. He didn't fool Eisenhower's number 48, Mashiri. I'm sorry. That's Ferraro there. See him. He wasn't fooled. He's going to make the tackle. Oh, 3rd and 5 for Anchor Bay. Eagles have to be mindful now of Luke Hall running, so.
Even on 3rd and 5, this is the closest, or the shortest, I should say, 3rd down that either team's had.
Eagles show blitz. Goes inside, caught out there by number 81, Zyrek. It looks like he's close to a first down. Has he got it?
It looks like they marked him right at that 20-yard line. That referee came down the far sideline and marked him there, so that should be good enough for a first down.
A good call by the Tars. And they continue their drive here. They're marching down. You can see the rain is coming down a little bit. You can see it on your screen. Hall back to throw, looking to the corner of the end zone. Oh, boy, had a man open in the corner, but he decided to go to Hansen, who catches it. It's complete. It's a first down at the Eagle, looks like 8-yard line.
Yeah, had a couple guys, as you mentioned, Tim, in the end zone, looks like, but instead goes short with it. Probably the safer move with the conditions being what they are. You don't want that ball to slip out of your hands and maybe get intercepted. So plays it safe, finds his man Hansen over the middle, their leading receiver, one of their leading receivers coming into play tonight, and that sets them up with 1st and goal.
Everybody bunched in there. There's a good pitch. Big number 36, Liam Carey, goes in for the Anchor Bay touchdown.
They just kept pounding it and pounding it and pounding it until finally Liam Carey is able to find the end zone from 8 yards out. Again, some of that misdirection by the Tars offense. Eagles looked like at the line of scrimmage they might have had that play bottled up, but Carey able to find some open room and just explode to the end zone.
Got a nice hole from his offensive line. Here's the extra point attempt. And it's good. Kick there by number 30, Caden Thomas. And he seems to stretch out there. But he had a nice hole to run through. And we want to remind you that this game tonight is being brought to you by Esplendido's Mexican Cuisine. And one thing about Esplendido's, you can get tacos or you can get pizza. That's a good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. They do have a very...
I know you like the hot tamales, I know that.
Well, I actually had pizza. We had pizza before the game. Very, very good. Can't go wrong with it.
It's Esplendidos. They're just south of 23 Mile Road off of Mound Road. So now it's really getting to be a real bugger out there as the rain's kind of picked up a bit. And we'll see here what Mr. Referee. He wants the kick from the hash mark, from the right hash mark. It's Kalen Thomas.
Cadro, one of the deep men for the Eagles. Looks like they'll kick it his way.
He's got it. Now he picks it up. Now he gets a little head of steam going. Over the 20, stops a bit to the 25, finally tackled there, where it'll be 1st and 10 Eisenhower from their own 25-yard line. We have 3:32 left to play here in the first quarter. Anchor Bay leads at 7-0. Never beat the Eisenhower Eagles in their past history, but they got a good coach on the other side, Mike Giannone, and he's had great success, won some state championships at Dakota, and he had a lot of success at the De La Salle as well. And he's over at Anchor Bay trying to change the culture there of the football program. And I think he's doing a fine job, evidenced by a 6-1 record.
Yeah, this will be the 3rd game I've seen them in here in the last few years, and they are a much improved football team so far under his leadership.
There goes Cardamone. Gets some good blocking. And Bennett gets it all the way up to the, let's say the Eisenhower Eagle 38-yard line. Look at here.
And a good first play on this drive. It's going to be so important for the Eagles to put points up on the board on this possession. I know it's still very early in our game, but with the weather being what it is, you don't want, if you're the Eagles, to get down by too much in the early going.
Again, it's Cardamone. Forges forward. They're going to mark him at the 41-yard line. So that's a gain of 3 for Bennett. We'll make it 2nd and 7.
As you saw a look there just briefly of Mike Giannone on the other sideline for the Tars.
There we go, 2nd down and 7. Crum's got Daniel Sikowski in the backfield. Barker comes in motion. Fake to him. The pitch out to Barker. Got a lot of running room. Cuts back almost to the 1st down line. He might be just a bit short. You're going to call it 3rd down. It'll be a little bit short. But a nice play by Preston Crum and Ethan Barker to spark an offense.
Yeah, nice play design. Crum waits till that man gets downhill. Gets rid of it to Barker. Barker with a little shake there as he got up towards the 1st down line. The officials looks like they'll check the spot here. Looks like he came out of about a foot short.
And number 22, Deshaun Chenette of Anchor Bay with a nice play. So it's 3rd and about a half yard. Let's see what the Eagles call here. Get some good blocking. Daniel Sikowski busts through there, continues to bust, and finally tackled there by number 8, Tyler Tate. But he's got a 1st down for Eisenhower, 1st and 10 in Anchor Bay territory at the Tar. Looks like you're going to mark it at the 48.
And Zilkowski had just enough of a hole there on the right side of that line to get through for the 1st down, but what a tackle on the other side of that hole by Tyler Tate.
Yeah, ready for the NFL with those kind of. So here we go, 1st and 10 Eisenhower. Quick pass out to Barker, he's got it. Makes a couple of moves. Now he's getting pushed forward. And they're going to mark forward progress. Looks like he's going to get about 5 yards on that.
And it looks like the corner on the far side lined up with Barker, backed off a little bit, gave him some cushion, and he's able to make that catch, get a few extra yards after the catch. But that's one of those plays where you can throw that underneath ball all night long, but eventually it will start causing that secondary to creep up a little bit, especially if they have success in the run, and then you can hit that deep ball.
2nd and 5. And Cardamone's got it. He tries to stretch forward. He maybe got up to the 40. where it's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Eisenhower. Looked like he could have made more out of that, but it hole closed fast, and he got tackled pretty quickly there.
And as the clock continues to run here first quarter, that should be our final play of quarter number 1. But the Eagles on the move right around that 40-yard line.
And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to wait for the quarter to run out. That will be the end of the first quarter with the score. The Anchor Bay Tars 7, the Eisenhower Eagles nothing. And Steven, a little bit of a, I guess, cautiously offensive game so far with the rain.
Yeah, when it's cold and rainy like it is tonight, obviously ball security is going to be a big thing of concern for both these offenses, especially teams that like to run the football like these two teams do, especially the Tars offensively with the players that they have that can run the ball. Luke Hall as well can run the football for them on offense. So yes, ball security is going to be a very big thing as this game progresses, especially if the rain continues to fall, as it looks like it's letting up a little bit but still
steady
falling here at Swinehart Field. So again, that'll be something as we play on into the second quarter, will be something to pay attention to. But the Tars get that score there in the first quarter. They convert a couple 3rd downs in order to do so. The Eagles have now converted a few 3rd downs of their own. They're moving the ball well on this possession. You'd like to see them finish it off with a touchdown to try and tie this one up. Because again, like I said back a few plays ago, they can't afford to get down by too much, especially with the weather being the way that it is.
3rd down and 2. Oh, Preston Crum keeps it himself. He almost handed that ball off to Ethan Barker, who was going to go nowhere. This drive goes nowhere, and it'll be 4th down. Interesting call.
Well, Crum waited till the last possible second to pull that ball out, as Barker was basically being hit as he let it go and pulled it back. But the Tars were up for it as he kept it and tried to make his way up the middle.
Anchor Bay with 3 down linemen, but they're showing blitz. But I don't know if they're going to come or they're going to drop back in coverage. We'll see. Crum is in the shotgun. He's got Daniel Sikowski in the backfield with him. There goes Cardamone in motion. Cardamone gets the football, pushes ahead, and he's going to be stopped short. He is. It's going to be short. It'll be 1st and 10, Anchor Bay. See it here.
And a great job by the Tars defensive front. The linebackers did really well. You see Liam Carey get in there at the last second. They did really well getting downhill, plugging up those running lanes, so the Eagles had nowhere to go. They brought a few guys in motion, it looks like, pre-snap.
And Deshaun Chenette was the actual first guy that met him. And then, like you said, Liam Carey came in there and cleaned it up just short of the 1st down. So good defense by Anchor Bay. And the Eisenhower Eagles are going to have to play good defense now to kind of stop the Tars. So give it to Shortak, and he's tackled right there by Ethan Barker, and that'll be tackled for a loss.
Yeah, good job by the Eagles getting downhill to the ball. No misdirection on that play called by the Tars, just a straight up handoff to Shornak, but the Eagles were ready for it, and not sure if they blocked that the way that they wanted to, as the coaches up here in the booth are within earshot of us. Doesn't sound like they were happy about something as far as execution goes on that run.
2nd down and 11. And again, they try the sweep on that side. Looks like that was Hansen. He had really got maybe a couple yards. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, the Eagles defense doing so well stopping the run here in the early going of this game, and the Tars just want to keep running it at you, running it at you, running it at you until you just can't handle them anymore. And that's something that maybe going back to their touchdown possession a few moments ago back in the first quarter was something that happened there. They just kept running it and running it and running it until they finally got their way in the end zone. But the Eagles have done very well at stopping the run so far here tonight.
Now Hall's rolling out. Got a man downfield. Good defense down there. Looked like Barker was all over the play right there with great coverage. It'll be 4th down, and the Tars will be forced to punt. And I think kind of some of the good news is it looks like the rain really let up quite a bit, as we see some people out there who put their umbrellas away. So that is probably good for Eisenhower.
Yeah, going back to that third down play, 3rd and 9 as we take a look at the replay. Hall rolling to his right, had Kinninger out there, but Barker was all over him defensively, made it a very small window to throw through.
Now what do we got? Timeout Eisenhower. Gonna talk about this. They got the young freshman there, number 85, Connor Temple. And I think they might want to just make sure what we're going to do here. Because freshmen playing, you know, I mean, they can be brilliant, but they can also make some mistakes.
Yeah, you talked about pregame, Tim, how young this team is. They have some sophomores here on this team this year, also a freshman in Temple returning kicks. Maybe want to make sure that everybody's on the same page as far as understanding what your job is. Maybe set up a return here, try to give themselves some good starting field position for their offense in Preston Crum.
I didn't mention number 1, Eisenhower star that's not playing tonight, Aiden Ives. He has got a shoulder injury and probably won't be back the rest of the year, but he was definitely a spark on the offense for Eisenhower. They sure could use him tonight. Temple calls for the fair catch, makes it right there at the 33-yard line. That's where the Eagles will start out, 1st and 10.
And Temple, the freshman, does his job, able to get underneath that ball and secure it again. The field conditions not great here at Swinehart Field here tonight, but able to secure that football, not drop it on the turf here. And as a punt returner and a kick returner really, but punt returner especially, their job is a lot harder than you would think. You'd think they just have to run under it, catch it, but when you have some of those guys coming downfield right at you looking to take your head off, that's a lot harder job than I think a lot of people understand.
They'll mark the ball at the 32 of Eisenhower. That's where the Eagles will start their drive. Carter on a motion, fake to him. Quick out to Barker. He makes a catch. He's at the 40, to the 45, and out of bounds, and there's going to be a penalty there. He was already out of bounds. And number 22, Deshaun Chenette, a little extracurricular. I believe that's going to be a personal foul on him, but we'll see what Mr. Referee says.
Just a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Dead ball, personal foul, white, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
A nice, easy pitch and catch there. Crum to Barker. He's able to make his way up the near sideline and tack on 15 more for the penalty. So a big first play on that possession for the Eagles. Moves it all the way down just outside the 35-yard line.
That's where the Eagles will start. 1st and 10 from the 36. 9:26 left to play in the 2nd quarter. Cardamone comes in motion, fake to him again. Now you're going to go deep to Barker. He's there. He's got it. Touchdown, Eisenhower.
And that's exactly what they needed from Joe Youngblood, the offensive coordinator. They faked the pump fake to Barker. He's going to run a little hitch underneath. And then once he throws that fake, he gets up the field, heads towards that front pylon, and the throw is right on the money as he lays out in the end zone for it. Great call by Joe Youngblood, the offensive coordinator.
For just a fleeting moment, I didn't know Barker was going to catch it, but he was out there and he was open. He made a nice move on the cornerback and then started sprinting down the field. So here we go. Julian Leon for the extra point attempt for Eisenhower. Cardamone will hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good.
And Tim, we talked about the grab by Barker on that play, made a really nice adjustment as he slid down in the end zone to catch that ball. We'll take one more look at it. You see the pump fake by Crum. That's where Barker gets vertical, and just a really nice job getting underneath that football and bringing it down for the touchdown. But again, a great play call as they've been throwing those underneath balls here in the first half to Barker. Finally took that deep shot, and the Tars secondary just wasn't ready for it.
And everybody in the pink out is all excited, and they're going to all cheer for the touchdown and for the Eisenhower Eagles.
And a solid response by the Eagles, wasting virtually no time to tie this one up after their defense able to get the stop. They get that play to Barker on the sideline, tack on the 15, and then they take that shot to the end zone.
And we'll see what the Eagles will do on this kickoff. Maybe because it's so wet out there, if they could get a line drive by Reese Willing, the senior, number 29. You see him teeing it up there. If we'll see what he's going to do, because you know that they have the 4 people back there, and they all get together, and then you don't know who's got the ball, and it's just a real scramble city. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get one of these poochies.
The Tars did have that solid return on the opening kickoff, as you said, with that little misdirection move. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if they decide to kick this one short and not allow them to set up that reverse.
And they do line it over the head of Anchor Bay Tars. They're going to let her go in the end zone, and that's probably the best result for the Eagles in special teams. They will start out 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, Willing just found the opening between their deep men for the Tars and kicked it right between them through the end zone, so not allowing a return.
There we go. Okay, I think I found the switch.
So Luke Hall comes back out on the field to lead his offense as we're all tied at 7 following the Ethan Barker touchdown.
Handoff there. That is going nowhere. The Eagles seem to really play that run pretty good here. Big number 74 for Eisenhower, Krasinski, in on that tackle. And the big fella here. Him as well as number 21 for the Eisenhower Eagles.
And Tim, it really looks like to me, at least here in the first half, that the Eagles are going to be ready for the Tars running the football. Whoever gets the ball, whether it's Charozniak, Hansen, Kinninger, even if Hall keeps it, they're going to be ready when they run the football, and they're going to make the Tars have to throw the football at some point.
Another run here, trying to pull his way forward. The Eagles in there eating it all up. Man.
Shornick on the carry for the Tars.
And Polisi in on that tackle. Man. Just, gang tackling, somebody lost some tape. It's going to be 3rd down. And, well, we'll give them 8 yards. A long 8 for Anchor Bay.
And on their touchdown possession, they converted a 3rd and 9 and a 3rd and 5 on that drive, so we'll see if they can pick up another 3rd down conversion.
Back goes Hall, being rushed by Neal. He gets it off, but oh, what a nice play by Polisi. This has been his Anchor Bay drive, and now a push, and that is probably going to get a penalty. Look at him.
So they set up the screen to Shornick, which is essentially as good as a run on 3rd down and 8. And not a ton of room out there on the edges. The Eagles defense again doing well to get downhill to the ball, and we'll have to check on the marker after the play was over.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike contact, taunting on the blue.
Yeah, they're going to call a taunting penalty, and that is going to be on number 21 for the Eisenhower Eagles, Polisi.
And an absolute killer of a penalty. They got off the field, brought up 4th down, had a chance to get their offense back on the field after having that big touchdown play just a few moments ago. And now the drive continues for the Tars, so an absolute killer for this Eagles defense.
Play was set up right, but Polisi just fought through that block, and then he gave an extra shove when the running back got up, and that was not going to work. Shornack around the side, and oh, right there, Cody Raymond brings him down. Big Cody, the 6'4" sophomore. And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in years to come. But look at Cody make this play, reads it well, comes right down in it. And running back Shornack just thought he had a little bit more in the tank, and Cody said, "Now, you're down, son."
Yeah, Cody Raymond, just a sophomore. That was a hard hit right at the point of attack. Just stood up the runner where he was at and brings up a loss of 2.
Second down and 12 for Anchor Bay. Hall's got it. He's going to throw it out there. Almost picked off by Ethan Barker. Oh, my. Talk about jumping the route and reading that play. Ethan Barker, number 4 for the Eisenhower Eagles, almost did a perfect play. If he would have intercepted, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, he was not fooled on that play whatsoever. The Tars, a lot of run here first half. When they do throw it, it's a lot of screens, trying to set stuff up on the outside, this time looking for Luke Zierich. And that's one where if you're Luke Hall, you see Barker's all over him defensively. You just want to throw that ball up over his head and probably towards the sideline and out of bounds.
So here we go, third down and 12. 6:23 left to play in the second quarter. Anchor Bay at their own 35-yard line. Hall again back to throw. Looks like he goes short, and it's unable to be brought in by number 21, Dane Kinninger. So the Tars will be forced to punt here. The Eagles will get another shot at it, barring any other miscues.
And again, as we look at the replay here, when you stop the run the way, for the most part, the Eagles defense has done here in the first half, you force the Tars to have to open up the playbook a little more, start to throw the ball around, and on that series, back-to-back incompletions by Hall.
Punt is a high one. Temple going to let it hit. Eagles need to get away from it. Finally down to the Eagles. What are they going to give them? The 32-yard line again? And the ball's down by Deshaun Chinette.
And probably the right call there by Temple. Not every kick needs to be fielded. Sometimes it's okay to just let one come down to the turf and see where it lies. And some solid starting field position for this Eagles offense after getting the stop. They're fortunate that they got the stop following that penalty after the play on the last third down, but they do, in fact, get the stop they were looking for and send their offense back out on the field.
First and 10 for Eisenhower. Ball on the 32-yard line, their own 32. Preston Crum in the backfield in the shotgun. Barker in motion. Give us Daniel Sikowski. He's met with Liam Carey. I just grabbed him and right there at the line of scrimmage, and Daniel was not going anywhere. He maybe have eked out about a yard. So it'll be second down and 9. Not even a yard. It's probably a half yard.
Neither team so far defensively wanting to give up a ton of ground in the running game. Very hard to come by here in this first half of play, but I think the Eagles offense may be a little more suited to air the ball out a bit.
Second down. Now here comes Crum on the option. Oh, he needed to pitch that football. Barker was there. He needed to pitch it. He probably got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be third and 9.
Well, on that play, as we take a look at the replay, I think he actually makes the right decision here to keep this football. They had 3, maybe 4 guys as Liam Carey got in there late, coming downhill to the ball. So had he pitched that ball, they may have actually lost a few more yards than just getting back to that line of scrimmage on now third down and 9. So I like the idea of him just keeping that football and understanding that it was a bit of a broken play, or maybe the Tars just diagnosed it a little bit better and were able to make the play.
Third down and 9 for Eisenhower. Blitz coming. Chinette's coming. Crum got it out there to Barker. It's complete. That'll be a first down for the Eagles. Be nice to see those two play pitch and catch all night.
A nice route run by Barker. A nice play call again by Joe Youngblood there on third down and 9. Roll Crum to his left. The pressure was coming off the right side of the line. We don't see it on that angle of the replay, but the running back does a really nice job picking up that pressure off the backside as Crum rolled out, allowed him to get outside the pocket and make that throw.
First and 10, Eisenhower. Ball on their own 40.5-yard line. Crum being chased. He gets rid of it to Barker. Barker tried to make a move, dives forward for what might be the first down. We'll see. They might mark him a little bit short. Good job by Preston Crum to get rid of it. And a good job by Barker to find the open area.
And again, Joe Youngblood must be in the ear of these Tars coaches. Rolls Crum out the opposite way from where the pressure was coming, able to set him up for a nice easy pitch and catch over the middle to Ethan Barker.
2nd and 1 for Eisenhower. Ball's on the 45 of the Anchor Bay Tars. O'Neal comes in motion. Crum's going to kick it. He's got the first down to the 40. And down he's going to go. Shenette again on a little bit of a rough tackle there, but he tackled him legally. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Eisenhower on the Anchor Bay 37.
Yeah, got that arm, that left arm around him, able to drag him out of bounds. A tough tackle there, as you said, Tim, but looks like Crum's perfectly okay. Jumps right back up and ready to go here on 1st down.
First down with 3:53 left to play. Ball's on the 37 Anchor Bay. Crum over the middle to Anthony Cardamone. I'm sorry, not Anthony, but Bennett Cardamone, his brother. And it goes incomplete. A little bit of heat on that football, Steve.
Yeah, looks like they're not too worried about the rain that has since passed here at Swinehart Field, starting to open up the passing game a bit more, and Crum absolutely roped that ball over the middle. Just maybe needed to put a little bit more touch on the ball and would have had Cardamone over the middle.
2nd down and 10 now. The Eagles kind of driving a bit. They're at the 37 of Anchor Bay. It's 3:48 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Barker in motion. Going to run it to that side. Crum keeps and holds on to the football all the way down to the 30. Good gainer by Preston. As he gets it down to the 30, it'll be 3rd down and 3.
And I like Preston Crum on the keeper. Maybe not the most electric runner that you'll ever see on the football field, but does just enough to do the job and picks up a good chunk of yardage there on 2nd down. So brings up a much more manageable 3rd down situation for this Eagles offense.
See what they dial up here. Hayden Bills came in motion. Firing down. Cardamone's got it to the 10, and Shenette tackles him right at the 9-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal, Eisenhower.
Joe Youngblood has found what's working in the passing game, throwing it to those boundaries out wide, one-on-one against this Anchor Bay secondary. Looks like they might have been in a bit of a zone there on the back end, and Cardamone just able to find that open space between the coverage along that sideline. A nice throw by Crum on 3rd down and 3.
Real good throw in that zone, right over the defender. Gonna cut to and caught out there. That looks like Damasi on that catch. It was number 19 for Eisenhower.
And Jackson Damasi caught an absolute body as he made that grab, able to come down with it. Picked up about 4, it looks like, on the play.
Looked like he landed awkwardly as Sowards tackled him. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout, Eisenhower, 2:03. Oh, no, is it? Excuse me. Referee pointed to Eisenhower, but then he pointed to Anchor Bay. Now, what is it, Mr. Referee? It's going to be Anchor Bay timeout with 2:03 left to play in the 2nd quarter. And Eagles moving the ball pretty good without this rain really as a factor. Preston Crum throwing really well, finding receivers.
Yeah, they've put the ball in his hands, allowed him to throw. I like the idea of moving him outside the pocket, getting those throws along the sideline. He's hit Barker with a couple. We saw that touchdown down the sideline to Barker earlier on in the game. He's found Cardamone just a few plays ago down the sideline. So I really like what they've done in the passing game, because there's not a lot there so far for either of these teams really as far as the rushing game goes. But another thing that I like that they've done is they've kept the ball in the hands of Crum, allowed him to run it a few times, as we've seen them run the option a few times. Now he's able to hold on to it, get a few yards each time he does, and they've just slowly moved the ball down the field, and now you want to see them put this ball in the end zone on 2nd and goal.
Well, we'll see what the Eagles dial up here from the Anchor Bay 4.
Both teams as well will have 2 timeouts the rest of the half, 2:03 to go in the 1st half.
Fake to Cardamone. Uh-oh. Preston Crum looking. Got a man open in the corner of the end zone. It's Sokolski for the Eisenhower touchdown.
This looked like a bit of a broken play. Right at the snap, it looked like they had a little bit of confusion on some of that pre-snap motion, but right as I was about to say it, you look up, Zolkowski's there in the end zone, wide open, and makes that throw for the touchdown. So maybe that was by design.
Now, wait a minute, hold on here. What happened? Now, are they calling a touchdown back? Or are the Eagles going for 2?
An eligible receiver downfield on blue, 10-yard penalty, second down.
So it will not be a touchdown, Eisenhower. They had an eligible man downfield. And that can happen when the broken play and a quarterback has to scramble. You're going to probably get that call. But instead of a touchdown, it'll be 2nd and goal from about the 8-yard line. Still a couple down, minute 56 left to go. Some timeouts they have on their, let's see. Each team has 2 timeouts left. So, yeah, they could try to look for it again here.
And it's only 2nd down as well, so they do have a few downs still to play with if they do want to try and make it a 4-down situation.
Barker's in motion. Crum takes it, puts his head down. I think he got back to the 5-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down. And goal from the 5 of Anchor Bay.
And I like the idea of keeping the ball with Crum, allowing him to be a runner, not just a threat in the passing game, maybe open some things up for them, running the football as well, as it hasn't worked a ton so far with Cardamone and Zolkowski here in the first half. And he doesn't have to be one of those guys that can run for 70, 80-yard plays on the ground. He just needs to be able to get you 4 or 5 yards each time he carries the ball, and he does so there.
Now Cardamone in motion, fake to him. They throw it up for Barker. He probably could have held that a little longer until Barker cleared, but didn't have enough air under it, goes incomplete. So it'll be 4th and 5, and Julian Lee will come on for Eisenhower to attempt the field goal.
And it looks like on that play, maybe they wanted to go for that back pylon on a fade, but Barker kind of sits down in the middle of coverage right there around the goal line, so maybe a bit of confusion between quarterback and receiver, maybe not sure where they wanted to go with that football, and maybe Crum was just trying to throw that ball away once he saw Barker wasn't there.
Julian Lee is going to be about a 22-yarder. It's good. Julian Lee with a 22-yard field goal, and the Eagles take the lead with 1:06 left to go in the second quarter, 10-7. Here you see Julian, and he slips it right inside there.
Very, very close to being blocked on that attempt, but the Eagles now able to put up 10 unanswered on the Tars after they took the 7-0 lead. And I really liked their game plan here, especially in the second quarter of this game as the rain finally let up here at Swinehart Field, making those throws to the sideline, finding guys like Barker and Cardamone down the sidelines, making some of those throws a little bit easier for Crum, getting him out of the pocket, also making him more of a part of the running game, because the Tars have really keyed on Zolkowski and Cardamone in the running game, and even Barker as well, the few times they've lined him up in the backfield as well.
And, for good reason. I mean, they were going, Cardamone was having a bit of success, and they were handing the ball off to Zolkowski, and, they're alerted to that. But now, here we go again. Number 29, Reese Willing will kick it, and we'll see if he's going to do that, sort of avoid their receivers here. Let's see if or he'll pooch it or something. You never know.
And the Tars on this upcoming possession will have 2 timeouts to work with 1:06 to go, so plenty of time for them to get down the field and at least maybe line up a tying field goal before we hit the half.
There goes Willing. He puts a foot into it. And going to the sidelines. Stays in bounds, bounces around there. Picked up there by Anchor Bay's number 13. Lucas Knox. He does a good job of getting the ball up to the 25 or over the 25. Because it looked like he was going to be pinned back there. So, good job by Lucas. Now here we go. Minute 1 left to play. Anchor Bay 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. See what they call.
Yeah, Knox did a really nice job fielding that ball. Took a high hop over his head, and Knox listed at 5'10". Had to go up and high point that ball off the bounce, and looks like maybe if it had gone over his head, could have potentially gone out, but you don't want to take that chance in case it doesn't, so because then it becomes a live ball. So he does well to get his hands on that football for the Tars.
Hall, he's going to run it himself. And good job by the Eagles to recognize it and stop it. That was policy again. In on there. See him and cause a big pile there that Hall had to go over. They're going to give him a couple yards on that play to be 2nd down and 8 for Anchor Bay. It's going to be a short 8.
And with the tempo that they're playing with right now, doesn't look like they're too concerned with trying to get something on the board here to end the half, as they have 2 timeouts still to go.
Hall back to throw. A nail. There's a holding there. I don't know where that's going. It's going to come back, I'll tell you that.
And it's caught on the other side, but as you said, Tim, won't matter, by Ben Hansen down the field. But just an unnecessary penalty there by the running back in pass protection. Didn't need to make that grab as he did.
Wow, he grabbed him like he was going to do the Blue Daniel waltz out there.
And you see on the replay here, Shornick doesn't need to make that grab as Hall
Hold
was
on,
already
wait.
outside the pocket. So
Point
just
of
let him
foul,
go, let the
10-yard
play go
penalty.
on.
Repeat, 2nd down.
Because it looks like he grabbed Luca Neal.
And it's going to be all the way back to their own 15-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down. And we'll what's Mr. Kramer telling us it's 18 yards, but it looks longer than 18 yards on what the scoreboard guy's saying.
And it just
Kramer.
it adds insult to injury as our clock will run down here on the first half, that on the other end of the play, Hansen was able to make that grab, negating what would have been a big play called back by that holding call.
And that's the first half of football. With a score, the Eisenhower Eagles 10 and the Anchor Bay Tars 7. We'll be back with more football action after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this Shelby TV Sports Special, right here from Barney Swinehart Field, the Eisenhower Eagles and the Anchor Bay Tars. And I'm Tim Meyer along with Stephen McDonald. And there you see Eisenhower quarterback Preston Crumbs had a pretty good first quarter. And I think we're going to roll in some highlights here, and we'll take a look at that first half with the monsoon rain.
Yeah, it was definitely coming down there in the first half. Both teams really seemed to battle through it pretty well. Tars got on the board first as you see them drive down the field, and Hall finds Hansen with the catch, and then Liam Carey, somebody that I highlighted in our open here tonight that they would have to watch out for, especially defensively. But the Eagles did well to bounce back on both sides of the ball. Defense came up with some key stops, and the offense was able to get rolling behind Preston Crum. They definitely let him run this offense as we see the deep shot he takes to Barker for the touchdown that tied us at 7. And
Cody Raymond with a powerful hit there.
Defense did well stopping the Tars rushing attack there in the first half. They'll need to continue that here in the second half of play, and then the field goal was good to make it 10-7, and that's where we sit as we're just a few moments away from the start of the second half. But I was really impressed with how the Eagles offense started to move the ball in that second quarter of play. Crum did it with his legs as well as through the air. They really started finding some open room to the sidelines with a lot of their throws. Joe Youngblood called a really nice game there in that second quarter. Look for him to continue airing it out a bit as that rushing attack was a little bit slow to develop in that first half of play.
And on defense, you saw Cody Raymond there, but also number 21, Ryan Policy for Eisenhower, is getting his nose in just about everything there. Really an aggressive player. Ryan is a junior, so hopefully he'll be back next year and continue his great play. You see the Anchor Bay Tars over there with Mike Giannone getting his troops ready, and Preston Crum is warming up because the Eagles will get the second half kickoff and will have the ball.
And that's going to be big for them to start out the second half with the ball. They can go up 2 scores if they're able to put the ball in the end zone on this opening possession. There we are there, as you can see.
Hi, Mom.
Watching us at home. But yeah, and this Anchor Bay team is a very good Tars football team. We talked about with head coach Mike Giannone now at the helm of this program. He's really starting to shape this program into the way that he wants it, and they're competitive on a week-by-week basis, and we're seeing that again here tonight in this close contest that we have from Swinehart Field. But this is a very talented, very physical Anchor Bay team. They've now won the MAC White Division back-to-back years as they come out on top here in 2021.
So we're about to start the second half. Anchor Bay will kick to Eisenhower. Kicking off for Anchor Bay is number 30, Caden Thomas. Caden puts a foot into it. It's deep. Oh, man, he got a leg into that one. All the way back to the goal line. Cardamone, it's going to be a touchback. He won't be able to run it out. So the Eagles will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was Brandon Kedrow, the sophomore, on the receiving end of that kick, but his heels hit that end zone, so that warrants the touchback. But I'll be interested to see what they do here on this opening possession of the second half, as you see Barker just off your screen to the bottom of the formation, lining up right at the numbers on the 20-yard line.
Hand off to Cardamone. He fumbles it. It looks like Anchor Bay's got it. And they do.
Big time takeaway as Aiden Demick, number 7 in white, the junior, comes out from the pile with the football for the Tars, and not the way you want to start the second half if you're the Eagles.
See what happens here. Oh, he didn't cover it, and they knocked it out. They punched it out.
Yeah, right at the point of attack as he made his way across the line of scrimmage, right into that pile of players there in the middle of the field, just had it punched out as he made his way through, and Demick able to come away with the football,
1st and 10 from the Eagle 22. The Tars give it to Hansen, and he's wrapped up right there. What a nice play by the Eagles. Number 74, That's Krasinski.
Krasinski not fooled as they ran Shornick up the middle to the left side of the line and eventually handed that ball off to Hansen. Krasinski read it all the way and was right there to make the play.
He looked like a guy wrapping up a calf there in the rodeo that I saw last week. Tying him up.
Yeah, these Tars rushers, very tough to bring down. You have to be very fundamentally sound.
Goes all to the sidelines. Oh! And there's our man again, Polisi. Yeah, he read that perfectly and just smacked down the Tar receiver. Look at this.
Yeah, Polisi, the junior, again, kind of like Krasinski on the last play, read that all the way, got out in space along that sideline, and he definitely made the ball carrier feel it on that tackle.
Now Hall comes in again. It's third down and 11. Ball's back at the Eagle 23. The Eagles trying to stop the Tars after they turn the ball over. Hall being rushed. Throws almost picked off. Christian Johnson had a shot at it. He couldn't come up with it. It'll be fourth down. Let's see if they're going to kick it. I think Luke's going to go for it.
Luke O'Neill was shot out of a cannon off the edge, rushing the throw by Hall, and Johnson just able to get that right hand up there, bat that ball down. You know he wanted to come down with that football, but just the same brings up fourth down, and it looks like the offense will stay on the field.
See what they call here. Hall's the draw play. He goes up the middle. He's going to be short of the first down, but he gets it down to the Eagle 15. So good stand, defensive stand by the Eagles. They'll take over the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 15.
And not a bad play call either by the Tars, going with the quarterback draw with Hall. They called it on a 3rd and 9 in the first half. They picked up the first down on that case, but just a little bit too far out of that first down range to be able to get to the sticks on that run, but definitely don't hate the call there by the Tars running that play.
You just saw the Eisenhower band on our screen. They are the award-winning Eisenhower band. Very good, and congratulations to them.
A Division I rating at their festival earlier this week.
Cardamone in motion, fake to him. Gonna go for Barker, and then now Crum is smacked and he fumbles a football. And again, the Eagles turn it over to the Tars. This time they're gonna give Anchor Bay the 5 yards to go for a touchdown.
Back-to-back fumbles on back-to-back plays for the Eagles, and just absolutely laying the hit was 11 Julius Humes. The junior left nothing back on that hit, and Crum never saw him coming as it was coming from the backside.
He was looking for Barker deep, and Barker was just clearing, and he probably should have thrown that ball a lot earlier to Barker. Threw it up there.
Well, you said it was still trying to work his way into space down the field. Didn't see the rush coming, so thought he probably had more time than he actually did.
Number 3, Ty Shornack. And is he in? He's down at the 1 yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1.
Solid run there on 1st and goal. Picks up 4 on the run, just shy of the end zone, and they'll definitely be looking to pound this ball in to try and take back the lead, as they had the early lead 7-0 over the Eagles.
Looks like Hall's going to go over center now. He's pushed his way forward. Touchdown, Anchor Bay.
So the Tars don't make the Eagles pay for their previous fumble. They do on this possession, taking 2 plays to go 5 yards and get in the end zone and reclaim the lead with the extra point upcoming. And just a pretty standard call. Line up under center, push the pile forward, and have Luke Hall just shove his way into the end zone.
There's the extra point by Caden Thomas. Kick is up, almost blocked, but it looks like it's good, and it is. With 9:24 left to play here in the third quarter, the the Anchor Bay Tars are up 14-10. We'll see the fumble here.
The rusher, Humes, just comes straight up off that left side edge and able to jar that ball free. But what a turn of events here at the start of our second half. Eagles were going to get the football to start the second half. They have a chance to go up 2 scores if they can put something on the board. Instead, back-to-back fumbles for them leads to a Tars touchdown, and now the Tars have the lead back.
Well, there's one thing you can't do in football, and that's turn the ball over. You have too many turnovers, and you're not going to win. It's just that simple. Coach Chris Layson knows that. So does Coach Chris Smith. Turnovers are a killer for victories.
And even with those 2 turnovers, though, still plenty of time left here from Swinehart Field. Just about 2.5 minutes gone by here, third quarter. So the Eagles still have plenty of time to stay in this football game.
Thomas, line drive kick. Bounces in front of her. Looks like Cardamone there. He's not going to go anywhere. And Anchor Bay buoyed by those 2 turnovers and the touchdown. Playing a little bit more inspired out there.
Lucas Knox making the stop on special teams. Had that ball on the kickoff in the first half where he fielded it over his head, similar to what Cardamone just did for the Eagles. And Knox able to come up with the stop as the Eagles come up short of the 20-yard line to start this possession.
1st and 10 from their own 18. The Eisenhower offense, let's see what they got planned here. Cardamone. Barker's going to take it. He's got the pitch, avoids one man, avoids another, and he'll be up to the 30. Oh, we want to call it the 33-yard line. First down for Eisenhower. Good nifty run by Ethan Barker.
Yeah, Crum waits till all the Tars defenders were converging on him, moves that ball to Barker, and then Barker just able to make the play, shifting his way across the 20-yard line there, getting downfield and picking up a nice gain on first down for the Eagles.
1st and 10 Eagles on their own 33-yard line. Anchor Bay showing blitz. And they are coming. Gives to Barker. He gets around one man. Now he turns on the Jets, trying to get to the outside. And he's smacked there by Chenette. Well, let's see, boy. I think he got 3 yards on that play, looks like.
He is able to make something out of nothing on back-to-back plays, really, by Ethan Barker. He's very shifty, very tough to bring down in open space, but if you're the Tars defense, you have to be able to bring him down a little bit easier, a little bit quicker than they have on those last 2 plays. They had him for a loss, and he's able to get positive yardage for a gain of 3.
Sean Chenette with the tackle there. 2nd down and 7 for Eisenhower. Crum looking, he's going to take off. He's over the 40. Powers his way ahead. I may have a first down.
They're going to mark him right around and give him an extra yard to boot on that run. But that's what Crum can do for you. They roll him out of the pocket again, buy him some time to keep his eyes downfield, not have to worry so much about the pressure coming from up the middle. Looks like he might have had Cardamone there running towards the sideline, instead tucks it and run, and didn't really care for that defender standing in his way, just lowers his shoulder and gets that extra yardage.
We interviewed Preston last week in the Eisenhower Eagle football review, and he had those pads off and just in a cutoff shirt, and he's not a little frail kid. Now we got flags going everywhere.
Well, to your point, Tim, when you play
Dead ball,
quarterback,
false start on blue, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
when you play quarterback, especially for somebody as young as Crum is, just a sophomore on this Eagles team, and you play in a division like the MAC Red with some of the defenses that you have to face on a week-by-week basis. You talk about Stevenson, you talk about Chippewa Valley, Dakota. Those are some tough, physical, fast defenses. You have to be a little bit bulked up to be able to play some of those teams and the hits that you're going to take.
You know, my motto was, hit the donut shop, not the weight room. And that's why I am here where I am today. Here's Crum at 1st and 15. Man in motion. Oh, Barker's guy, he stumbled and fumbled it, but now he's got control. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to do it. The Tars all snuffed that play out, and poor Ethan didn't have a chance once he started bobbling the ball.
Yeah, the bobble really threw off the timing of the play, made him slow down to make sure he had control of that football before he kept his feet moving, and that allowed the defense for the Tars to regroup and get back to the ball on that reverse and get downhill and make the stop, and that backs them up even a few more yards.
2-yard loss for Eisenhower. It'll be 2nd down and 17. The ball's back at their own 37. Eagles trying to get a little bit of yardage, make it a manageable 3rd down if they can.
And they have Barker down outside the bottom of your screen, one-on-one. They don't go that way.
They give it to Cardamone. He gets a chunk back. It's still going to be 3rd and 12. Maybe 3rd and 13. We'll see where the officials mark it. Looks like it is going to be 3rd and 12. You had it right. Ball is going to be on the Eagle 42, so it's a little bit more manageable, but still a long way. They got 5 on that play.
And if they're able to pick up a few yards here on 3rd down, it could bring up, even if they don't get the 1st down, could bring up an interesting decision on 4th down from just around midfield.
Bills comes in motion. Back goes Crum. Fires the Bills. Bills didn't wait for his block from Solkowski, and he's going to be smothered and tackled there by Liam Carey.
So the Eagles there on that pitch and catch to the outside from Crum to Bills. Makes the decision to punt it here pretty easy on 4th and 11. I think if they had picked up about 5-6 yards on that 3rd down play, they might have thought about going for it there, as you wouldn't have really had much of a chance to flip the field at all, but with that short completion makes the decision pretty easy.
Neal's kick's a good one. All the way back goes number 3, Ty Shornack. Breaks one
Slipped
tackle.
a tackle.
And finally brought down at the, oh, he fumbled the ball. Touchdown Eisenhower. It is a touchdown for the Eagles.
Jackson DeMassey, the junior, comes away with the football as Shornack wouldn't go down.
It was down. It was a good play there by the Eagles, number 30, Brandon Kedrow, to kind of strip that ball. And it's like DeMassey took it all the way. The Eagles take the lead.
Yeah, Shornack wouldn't go down on that return, slipped a couple tackles, kept his feet going, and just there at the end, the Eagles did well to hold him up until they got that ball out.
Julian Lee, all important extra point. And it's good. And then number 22, Chenette, going to get another personal foul penalty as he ran into Julian Lee, the kicker of Eisenhower. See it right. Watch Kedrow. He strips it right there, and it pops up. And Jackson DeMassey jotting on the spot, takes it in for the touchdown for Eisenhower.
Yeah, it was Kedrow, and tough to tell who the other Eagles player was. Might have been Cody Raymond, number 81, holding up Shornack until that ball was stripped out.
5-yard penalty. Running into the kicker on White, be taken on the football on the kickoff.
I think that's second personal foul penalty on Chenette, number 22 of Anchor Bay.
But a wild 3rd quarter here from Swinehart Field. Eagles fumble it twice. They give up a touchdown on the 2nd fumble to make it 14-10, and then all of a sudden the Eagles get themselves a fumble recovery and return it on the punt return.
Well, the 5-yard penalty be marked off on the kickoff, so Eisenhower will kick from the 45-yard line instead of the 40, and you see the pink out tonight. Oh, look at those sunglasses. Oh, my. So
Reese willing to kick off.
He will, we'll see what he does again this time. In the Eisenhower heyday, when teams would try that trickery there back on the four guys get together, you don't know who has the ball. Eisenhower just would go down and tackle everybody. We'll see what Willing does here. He gets a good foot in it. It's deep. It'll be in the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20 for Anchor Bay, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tars with 5:48 left to play in the third quarter. And Eagles, on a surprising turn of events, come up with a turnover and into the end zone, and that's got to make special teams coach Travis Maltop happy.
Well, not only did Reese Willing boot this ball very deep, but then got into it with a Tars player there at the end, not backing down against Zach Barashai.
He was. Willing is a senior, so I mean he should be used to that. Eagles defense gets a chance to get back on that field. They had a pretty good run there throughout the game, although they're giving up a short field touchdown. And very aggressive. Now around the right side goes number 20, Drew Shornack. And he'll only get a couple yards. You see Drew here.
Yeah, again, the Eagles defense doing very well in stopping the run here tonight. That's something they needed to do throughout this year. Haven't been the best team at stopping the run, but here tonight they've more than made up for that and made life very difficult for this Tars offense.
As Ferraro torpedoed himself in there to help make that stop. 2nd down and 8 for Anchor Bay. Ball's on the 22. Now Hall thought about it. Anil's got him back at the 12-yard line.
Luke Anil comes flying off that edge once again, working against the left tackle there. Puts pressure in the face of Hall. He's not able to get outside the pocket and just able to get his hand out there and trip him up as he runs by, got it around that waist and brings him down. But again, looks like they wanted to set up a screen. That's really been what they want to do here tonight. They're going to run, and then maybe slip a screen out somewhere to a running back or a wide receiver, and they were looking wide receiver there, and Luke Anil just not having it.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 18 for Anchor Bay, according to Jack Kramer. And quick handoff there. No problem for Eisenhower as Luke Anil makes a tackle on Shornack. It'll be 4th down. Anchor Bay will be forced to punt.
Yeah, that decision to run there on 3rd and 18 was more understanding statistically you have a very low chance of converting that 1st down, so might as well go ahead, give your punter some room to make this kick.
Yeah, it's 4th and 13, so punts up. It's off the side of his foot. It's going to go out of bounds at the 48-yard line, the Anchor Bay 48. And the Eagles will have a short field to begin their offensive drive.
And Bennett Cardamone rushed that kick by the Tars, came off the edge, got in the face of the punter, and maybe made him rush that kick a little bit, which is why it came off a little bit awkward on his foot.
Now we'll see what we do. The rain is starting to come down again. So may play in Eisenhower's favor. They can hold on to this lead. There's Christian Johnson, a big fullback, goes for about a yard in a cloud of dust. He's 2nd down and 9.
Johnson's made a few plays on defense here tonight, batted down a ball that could have been intercepted back in the 1st half, now getting a chance to get in on the rushing attack here for the Eagles.
2nd and 9. Give us to Johnson again. He's trying to foul Big Krasinski, but he got another yard.
And this will quickly bring up a 3rd down and long situation for the Eagles offense as they're playing with a 3-point lead. Definitely want to see them at least take some more time off the clock before they either put some points up on the board to end the possession or give it back over to the Tars.
And we'll see here. The ball's on the Anchor Bay 46. Preston Crum back to throw. Got a little bit of a blitz. Barker's got it. First down. What a nice route that Barker ran.
Yeah, great route coming back for the ball along the near sideline. A perfect throw by Preston Crum. He catches it and you see just tiptoes out of bounds, working against number 9, Melton Easton III, a junior corner. He's been in one-on-one coverage with Barker all night long. I've been waiting to see when they would go back to Barker on a shot down the field, and they did so there when they needed it.
Carter on a motion, he gets the football. Forges ahead, maybe got a couple to the Anchor Bay 35. That's where they'll mark it. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Eisenhower. That Anchor Bay line has been pretty good about stuffing that run, especially up the middle.
Yeah, both defenses up front doing very well to stop the run here tonight. Both teams want to be able to run the football, especially the Tars with the runners that they have, especially Luke Hall, the quarterback, has the ability to run.
Now Crum going to roll out a bit. It's a block from Johnson. Going to fire. Incomplete, I believe. No? It goes incomplete. It was for Cardamone out there.
But the Eagles did well on that throw, again, getting Crum outside the pocket, moving to his left. Johnson, you see there just for a moment on the replay in there for pass protection, but they did well to slide the pocket for Crum and give him some protection up front on that offensive line, and Johnson there to help out as well. But doing well to move Crum around a little bit, not just having him sit back in the pocket and face some of that pressure by the Tars defense.
3rd down and 8 at the 35. Crum with Johnson in the backfield. See some pressure, going to take off and run. Oh, and he's met right there by, guess who? Liam Carey, that tough middle linebacker. Almost got the first down, though. See where they mark it. He may only be about a yard short.
And Crum's hurt. He's making his way over to the sideline, but he took a shot from Liam Carey right at the point of attack. Just both players head down, trying to drive through Liam Carey. That's not an easy thing to do against 36 and white, trying to get that extra yard for the first down, and he might have paid a bit for it.
You can break a rib doing that. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't recommend people try that at home.
And that's the second time, Tim, here tonight we've seen Crum take off and run, and that Tars defender's staring him down as he makes his way towards that first down line, and Crum really just doesn't care. He's going to put his head down, try to get that extra yard, as we saw him do earlier on in the game and was successful doing so. And where most quarterbacks you would see slide, he just puts his head down, tries to run right through that defender.
Unless you're Biagio Madonna from Stevenson, and then you're like Jerome Bettis, the bus. Al Barker's coming in at quarterback, so let's see, he's going to run it. He stopped. See if he made it. I don't think he did.
No, it doesn't look like he made it from the near side official where he's spotting him.
Spot him at the 29. It's going to be Anchor Bay football with 54 seconds left to play. You see Barker here. He's met right there at the line. I mean, Eagles guys are taking some shots. Crum is sitting down right now on the Eagle bench. Not sure what the status is, but man, that's a rib cracker, man. That hit he took.
Yeah, it's a hard hit, especially from who he took it from. Their best player defensively, leading tackler, entering play tonight. Hard hitting Liam Carey. Looks like he might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him as he has his helmet off on the sideline, maybe just taking a moment to collect himself.
Carey in motion, he's got the football, tries to jump up through the middle, and the Eagles are right there.
Eagles defensive line has done well here tonight against the run, and again, big Liam Carey running up through the middle, takes a couple defenders to drive him back.
Couple yard gain for the Tars. All right, 30 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. I think you got one more play left.
They have Zierich to the bottom of the formation, one-on-one.
Oh, it throws it over the middle, but Eagles are all over that. And it's going to be a gain of about 4. I'm going to make it 3rd down and 3.
Dominic Ferraro in on the tackle for the Eagles, and that is how we'll end the 3rd quarter.
End of the 3rd, Eisenhower leads at 17-14, and Stephen, you wonder about the condition of Preston Crum. Like you said, he may have gotten the wind knocked out of him, but if he can't return, Eagles got a whole quarter to go to, while the defense is playing well, but they're going to need some more scores.
Yeah, the defense is playing well. They've done really well tonight against the run. And just taking a quick look down at the bench right now, looks like Crum is up off the bench. Haven't been able to locate him yet on the sideline, but looks like he's up on his feet.
Speaking of crumbs, you don't want to leave any crumbs at Esplendido's. The pizza's so good and the tacos are so good. Don't leave any crumbs in your plate. I know sometimes I've seen you and you've left some crumbs, and that's not good, because the pizza and the tacos and the Mexican cuisine at Esplendido's is delicioso.
Yeah, definitely helped myself to some pizza here before our game this evening. Love when they cater for us here on Shelby TV.
Oh, big 3rd down for Anchor Bay. 3rd and 4 from the 36-yard line over Centers Hall. I want the Eagles called for a jumping, but I don't think their hands left the ground. Give up the middle. Fumble. I think Barker was in there with that hit, but Anchor Bay recovered the football, and they got the 1st down up to their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, fortunate to keep the ball there if it does come out, as Shornick got up the middle. Looks like that hit by Barker maybe jarred it free, so fortunate that they get the ball back and the 1st down on top of that to keep the drive going. But again, another hard hit laid by the defense here. We've seen the Tars with a few, now the Eagles laying one.
Try to go up the middle, and no doing there for the Anchor Bay Tars. Number 21, Tinninger. And he got 2 again.
Ethan Barker again in on the tackle. Back-to-back stops for Barker. Nice spin move to get off the pile there by Kinninger initially, but Barker right there to finish him off.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Anchor Bay. Ball's on their own 42-yard line. Shornack, and they had moved Liam Carey up to the line, almost in the tight end position. Shornack's got a little bit of running room. Finally tackled there. They just bull rushed it through. And in on that tackle for Eisenhower, Cody Raymond. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and manageable, you see here.
A nice pickup on 2nd down and 8 by the Tars, something they needed to make this 3rd down definitely more manageable for them. Didn't want to see themselves in a 3rd and 8 or even 3rd and 5, as they are a run-first team. Now they do have the ability to run the football if they want to.
3rd and 2. Hall over center. Gives it to Shornack, and we got a penalty. I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that call is going to be.
Well, it's thrown in the backfield, so you have to assume it'll be something on the Tars.
And it's holding. It is on the Tars. Oh, there it is. Big number 74.
White, 5-yard penalty, or 10-yard penalty.
Big Eric Ball for Anchor Bay, and he's going to get called for the holding. And that's going to move the football back. We'll see where they mark it. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So
looks like he drew the penalty on Johnson, who was trying to make his way into the backfield.
So now it'll be 3rd and 13, and the ball will be on the 37 of Anchor Bay. Now they're going to come out of it a little bit more respect, as you see Hall in the shotgun. Rolling out is Hall. Krasetsky's coming. He was grabbed a bit, thrown on the sideline, broken up by Eisenhower. That's going to be Ethan Barker breaking that up. It'll be 4th down and long, and the Tars will be forced to punt.
He was looking for Zierich along the near sideline. He was able to come back for the ball. I'd like to see the Tars receivers come back a little bit quicker, but able to get that ball off, and Barker just bats it out of bounds. Also had 21 Dane Kinninger in the area. Again, you'd like to see them, once he starts to move outside the pocket like that, come back to the ball sooner, make themselves more available for the pass.
Here's the punt. Temple watching it. It's deep. He's at his own 25. Makes one move. And going to be tackled from behind, but he gets it up to the 35. Humes with the tackle for Anchor Bay. So it's decent field position for Eisenhower.
And I talked about it in the first half, how hard it is to be a punt returner at any level. And for Temple being a freshman, making the grab that he just made, kind of going back over his shoulder like a center fielder and able to get upfield. He doesn't have a big return, just about 5 yards on the return, but definitely does the job for this Eagles special teams unit.
Well, Preston Crum is back out there at quarterback, and that's good news for Eisenhower. So you probably were right. He got the wind knocked out of him. 1st and 10 Eagles, ball on their own 35. Crum in the shotgun. Gives to Barker. He's going to go on the right side. Makes a couple of cut moves. Glides and slides all the way up to, let's see where they're going to mark him. He may got the 1st down.
They haven't blown the whistle yet.
And he did. Oh, it is a 14-yard gain for Ethan Barker with a little help from his friends. And it'll be 1st and 10 Eisenhower, ball on the 49.
Yeah, the pile helps move him forward, gets the 1st down and some, but a good job by the officials there, not being quick on the whistle. They let the play go and see where it goes, and allows him to pick up that extra yardage.
Now, back in the old days against Stevenson, and you had a play like that, there'd be guys gut punching you and pinching you. I mean, it went both ways. Don't kid me. Don't kid yourself. But yeah, that's what I was worried about with Ethan. Here's Cardamone trying to go around the left side. Not a lot of room. Met there. At the end of all that, Jeanette comes up and lays one on Bennett Cardamone. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. Clock ticking here. 8:25 and counting. You see Cardamone was Humes, and Jeanette came in, finally cleaned him up. Very short 1-yard gain.
Liam Carey in there as well. A couple Tars getting in on the stop. Did well to set the edge there defensively, turning the runner back inside and being able to make that tackle.
They want Preston Crum to throw, and they want to come at him. Crum rolling out. He's going to run it himself. Slides, and again, I think that was Jeanette over there again. But no, that wasn't him. But Crum sees it, and he goes, I got to run this, baby.
He does run. He makes Carey missing a bit of a dangerous slide there on the far sideline. Took a hit as he went down and right on that left shoulder. So a bit of a dangerous slide. Is you want to get your feet more out in front of you, kind of like a baseball slide. Didn't, maybe got his feet caught up in the turf a bit. It is pretty slippery, I would imagine, still out there.
3rd down and 6 for Eisenhower. Hayden Bills in motion. Back and a throw, almost picked off, and it is picked off.
Liam Carey.
Liam Carey picks it off at the 41 as Crum tried to squeeze that ball in there, and it wasn't a lot of room, and Liam Carey stepped up and made the interception.
Well, I've said it since the opening. You want to make sure you know where 36 in white is on the field at all times when he's out there defensively at his linebacker position. They throw that ball, as you said, Tim, into a bit of coverage over the middle. Carey gets that right arm out there, able to bat it down to himself, and gets a couple yards, it looks like, on the return. So again, making sure you know where he is at all times on the field, and they threw it right in his direction. Doesn't look like Crum necessarily saw him there on that throw.
Yeah, I think he was trying to squeeze it into number 4, Barker. It just did not see Carey there. He had kind of a wide open Daniel Sikowski, but he was looking at Barker all the way.
And sometimes you can get too locked onto a receiver, as Crum, I think, has at times here tonight.
There goes Hall. He's going to throw it long and deep. Got a man down there. Barker's down there as well, and he picks it off.
Crum throws it in his direction just a moment ago. Pass is intercepted. Barker says, okay, I got this, and goes up and makes that interception, gives the ball right back to his offense. But I think on that play, Hall needed to get rid of the ball a little bit sooner, had Zierich open behind the coverage, but once he double clutches there. Once he does that, it allows the Eagles secondary to recover and get in position for that interception. The ball seemed to hang up there for a minute, and then finally able to come down with it was Ethan Barker.
And that's Ethan Barker's specialty, playing the ball like that. Now let's see, 7 minutes left to play. 1st and 10 for Eisenhower. Ball's on the 19. Sokowski's got it. He's going to not give it back, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. He's back to the 18, so a couple-yard loss.
And
Clock is running, though.
With the exchange of interceptions, their turnovers starting to pile up for both teams. I believe the Eagles now at 3 for the game and 2 on the other side for the Tars.
Yeah, it hasn't been a mistake-free game, that's for sure. The Eagles with 6:40 and counting, 6:35 and counting, need to get a first down here and continue their drive and running the clock out.
Yeah, the clock is their friend right now. Both teams still with 3 timeouts to go, so the Tars definitely not out of it just yet.
There's Cardamone. He got a little bit of room, but only gets a couple of yards. Maybe they're going to give him 3. So he'll be out to the 21, so it'll be 3rd down and a long 8 yards. I mean, there is some smashing going on down there in the line. Don't kid yourself. There's some big boys down there for Eisenhower and for Anchor Bay. And there's some smacking going on. And you got to watch 36, Liam Carey.
Yeah, both teams very fast, very physical up front on the line of scrimmage.
Carey coming in on the blitz. Now you're going to throw deep for Barker. Oh, and he was knocked down. But there's not going to be a call.
Melton Neeson the third in coverage one-on-one against Barker. And that was a dangerous ball by Crum in that situation. Yes, it's 3rd down. You have the deep shot that he likes to go to Barker on, and
now he's throwing from the run too, so not sure he got everything under that ball. Eagles are going to be forced to punt here, and Aiden Demunk, number 7, is back, and Luke O'Neill going to punt it. This is probably right where Anchor Bay wants to be. You need a good punt by O'Neill. And he gets a liner. Shorneck fumbles a football.
And they're able to jump on it.
It's going to be Anchor Bay ball. Boy, that was a knuckleball by O'Neill, and of course a little bit of rain.
Yeah, Demick lets that ball go into his chest a little bit as the ball comes down, so maybe his jersey just a little bit slick from the rain that we saw here in the first half, and even just came on in a spurt in the 3rd quarter, so maybe his uniform a little bit slick. That ball slips through. Eagles so close to coming up with the turnover there, but that second man deep was Demick, or I think it was Shornick, came over, one of the two, and was able to scoop that ball up.
So here we go, Anchor Bay, 1st and 10 from the Eagle 49-yard line. They trail it by 3, and they got a short field here. There goes Hall. He's going to run it, and he powers his way for about 6 yards. Good gain on 1st down. See it here.
And a ton of time left here in this game, just over 5 minutes to go. Tars still with all 3 of their timeouts. They don't necessarily have to hurry if they want to. They can take their time with these calls. They can move the ball down the field as long as they're getting 1st down and getting chunk yardage. But the end goal has to be to at least get 3 points out of this possession.
Goes Hall again. Goes around the left side rather. And I believe it was Nate Myers over there that kind of forced Hall, hit him a little bit, forced him off balance. But it's going to be a 1st down, Anchor Bay, and they're going to have it at the Eisenhower 37-yard line.
Well, as efficient as Luke Hall can be as a passer, 6 touchdown passes coming into play tonight, 0 interceptions. He's also a very efficient runner, averages 7 yards a carry, and has some touchdowns, or excuse me, averages about 6 yards a carry and 4 touchdowns rushing on the year.
Hall's going to keep it, take it again. Let's see. He got maybe 4 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And you can see what the game plan is right now.
Yeah, similar to what Joe Youngblood and the Eagles offense did in the second quarter with Preston Crum, giving him the ball, putting it in his hands, letting him go make a play. That's what the Tars are doing right now with Luke Hall. They're putting the ball in his hands, letting him go make a play and lead them down the field here late in the 4th quarter.
Hall again. Now he's going to look downfield. Got a man open in the middle. Caught! Touchdown!
Barashai.
Zach Barashai. He was wide open in the middle. Hall saw him and fired that football, and it's a touchdown for Anchor Bay.
And that's what will happen when you commit to running the football like they did. They haven't had much success here tonight running the football, but when you run it as much as they do, you're susceptible to the play action. They do it there with Hall. Like I said, they put the ball in his hands on that possession late in the game, and he made a play.
Thomas with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 3:53 left to play here in the ball game, the Anchor Bay Tars come back and take a 21-17 lead on the Eisenhower Eagles. Let's see it here.
Hall with some pressure in his face too. That's what made the throw even more impressive. It was on target with pressure in his face as he let it go and finds Barashai for the touchdown. But that extra point, a very important extra point, makes it a 4-point game. Now 21-17 over the Eagles, but still plenty of time left. Eagles with 3 timeouts to go to try and come back down the field and put something on the board.
Now they have 3 timeouts left, at 3:53 left to play, and that's a good lifetime. But you know, the Eisenhower Eagles got to come with some offense here.
And now they have to duplicate what the Tars just did to them offensively, put the ball in Crum's hands, continue to move him outside the pocket, make those easy throws to the sideline, pitch and catch with Ethan Barker. They've found a little bit of success running the football at times here in the second half, so continue to just do what they're doing offensively and keep putting first downs together until they get their way into scoring position.
Caden Thomas will kick it off for Anchor Bay, and we'll see here if he tries to kick it deep. He does have pretty good legs, so he could pump it into the end zone. You see Ethan Barker there getting ready to come out there for the Eagle offense. Here we go. It's a liner. Goes right to Carter Moan at the 8-yard line. To the 20, 25. And Bennett takes it all the way up to the 32. Good field position for Eisenhower. No flags down there. And they will start at their 30. Well, let's see where they mark it. I thought it was a 32, but we'll see. Tossing footballs around. And it was between the 31, 32. 3:46 left to play here in the ball game. Eisenhower needs a touchdown to go ahead.
And right now the playbook is completely available for Joe Youngblood. They don't have to necessarily throw the ball deep downfield if they don't want to.
As far as it's off the hands of Barker, probably heard the footsteps of Tyler Tate.
Again, just a nice, easy comeback route towards the sideline, looking for Barker, just unable to come up with it.
And Melton Eason on the coverage. Mel there, good job, but he went right off of Barker's hand. So they need some, Eagles need some first downs. So.
And they do, but they don't need to necessarily get it all in one play. I like that play underneath, pick up about 5-6 yards if they're able to complete it.
Trips to the bottom of the screen. Well, you don't see it. Crum, he's got to get out of there. And he's going to be sacked back there by big number 92. That's Tristan Arnold.
Great pursuit by the Tars defense as Crum makes one man miss on the sack attempt there, gets able to slide out of it. That second man able to finally bring him down. And that's one where if you're Crum, you just need to get rid of that ball, throw something towards the sideline, and not really worry too much about if it's complete. As long as you don't throw an interception, nothing wrong with throwing an incompletion there and not losing yardage there. The worst thing you could have done was take a sack, which he did.
He's in trouble again. Down he'll go at the 20-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. Eisenhower's going to have to punt it away. Luke O'Neill telling everybody, hurry up, get back up, get lined up.
And that was a coverage sack, Tim, by the Tars secondary. They did well on the back end to cover that play. Tars didn't really bring pressure, but the coverage was so good they were able to get home.
Ball's going to settle on the 39-yard line of Anchor Bay, and that's where they'll have it, 1st and 10. Eagles have 3 timeouts, so they can stop the clock, but we got him at yeah, okay. Referee had the ball. He was walking all over the place, and finally put it down at the 39. Anchor Bay within 2 minutes and 17 seconds of defeating the Eisenhower Eagles for the first time in history. And what do you think? Number 5, Mr. Hall, is going to probably have the ball.
Yeah, they'll definitely look to put the ball in his hands. I wouldn't be surprised if they just try to hand this ball off a few times. Even if they don't get a ton of yardage, they just really need 1 first down, as the Eagles, I'm sure, will look to use their timeouts if they can get a few stops. So really they just need 1 first down here, and that should just about do it, barring a turnover of some sort.
Officials timeout. Oh, illegal subs.
Dead ball, delay game, White, repeat first down.
Well, that'll move them back another 5 yards and make it 1st and 15. And you see Liam Carey is in the backfield, 36, is it? Come out with a different backfield. No, he's going to move up to the line. Tall, he's going to run it. And down he's going to go. He's hopping and jumping there. Timeout, Eisenhower. That play only took 6 seconds off the clock, so.
And this could actually work out in Eisenhower's favor if they're able to get a few more stops, burn a few timeouts to preserve clock, as that delay of game on first down really set the Tars back. They're able to get a few back there on the run by Hall, and I like that design where they send the 2 receivers out to the top of the formation. They spread you out a little more than what you're used to seeing. They'll line up those backs in the backfield. This time they run those receivers out, make it a little bit easier for Hall to run that draw up the middle, and I'd be very surprised here if they even think about throwing the ball in this situation. You'll definitely want to keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving, and force the Eagles to use their 2 remaining timeouts here with 2:11 to go, and ironically 2nd and 11 is the down and distance.
Anchor Bay want to make sure they got the play. And again, probably no surprise who's going to get the ball, even though big number 36 is back there, Liam Carey. Yeah, it's going to be Mr. Hall. He got a little bit of hole. And it closes quickly. Eisenhower going to call a timeout. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
So they're able to get positive yardage back across the original line of scrimmage, brings up 3rd down and 8, but a big 3rd down for both these teams. Eagles looking to get off the field, use that last timeout, save some clock for their offense if they're able to get the stop. For the Tars, you need 8 yards at least for the first down here. They have to get it to their 49-yard line, so right around midfield would do the job. And again, a big 3rd down for both these teams, because really whatever happens could decide the game here with 2:06 to go. So very, very big 3rd down upcoming for both these teams.
We'll see. I imagine we're going to see Mr. Hall again. That doesn't mean the secondary can fall asleep. They got to be aware. I mean, We've seen Luke Hall be able to throw it deep, find his receivers, big clutch third downs. Now they're coming out of it.
Yeah, the last few plays, they've run that quarterback draw. They've run those two receivers out wide, allowed Hall to run it up the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that again, but maybe this time you see them surprise the Eagles defense with like a jump pass or something as we see a timeout on the field. And that's a good timeout by the Tars there as they have 2 remaining. Make sure on 3rd and 8, this very important 3rd down and 8, that you have the right play call once you see how the Eagles are lined up against you defensively, and make sure again that you have the right play call in before you make the play.
It looked like they were going to get called for delay of game because the timeout whistle blew, and they were still in the huddle, and they took their time. And I think Mike Giannone realized that, rather than lose 5 more yards, call the timeout, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and that's why they're there. You get 3 of them each half. Obviously, they're there to use, and when you have 2:06 to go like this and you don't want to come up short of the first down and punt the ball back to the Eagles, you want to use that timeout. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Make sure that you have the right play call in. And they did get a good long look at the Eagles defense and how they were set up. And here we go.
3rd and 8. Goes Hall. Right side. He'll be tackled there. Short of the first down at the Anchor Bay 45. Getting up slowly for Eisenhower is Luke and Neal. He's limping a bit. Let's see. 2 minutes left to play. It's 4th down. I believe they'll punt the football, but I've been surprised before.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they didn't punt this ball away on 4th down and 4 from their own 45, because obviously if you don't get it, then the Eagles would take over there on a turnover on downs with 2 minutes to go and no timeouts. But again, pretty good field position in that situation, so I'd be very surprised if they don't flip the field here and punt this ball away. And
Temple is on the field, Connor Temple, and he is the punt returner for Eisenhower. We still haven't got what Mike Giannone's going to do, and at Anchor Bay sideline, he's going to go for it or punt it.
And one thing I'll go back to on that 3rd down play by Luke Hall, the quarterback, on that run, he did really good to get both hands on that football, make sure he had full grasp of it before he made his way downfield just in case of a fumble.
Take a delay of game here. And it looked like the Eagles had 12 guys on the field.
And that is a big time call.
Legal substitution on blue. 5-yard penalty.
That is going to be a first down, and that ensures a victory for the Anchor Bay Tars, who will all have to do is put a victory formation in. And it goes up to the 50, and they're going to go to a victory setup here. And
yeah, tough break for the Eagles defense. They ran a guy off the field late, and Tars coaches up here. Tars coaches up here in the booth were very quick to point it out. Looks like they were a little bit unorganized coming out of the timeout, as the player wasn't sure if he was supposed to come off or not, kind of stood there checking with the sideline until he made his way off. And just a heartbreaking call for the Eagles here.
Yeah, I mean, the Eisenhower Eagles should have just bet that there was going to be no punt return. They have secondary people that could drop if they're going to punt it, but when Anchor Bay came out there, and it looked like Anchor Bay was going to try to draw them offside. You see the touch again and run that clock down more. But when they came out there, it looked like they had all the intentions in the world of trying to draw the Eisenhower Eagle defense offside. And then one of the coaches up here counted all the Eisenhower guys, and he let the sideline know on Anchor Bay that, hey, they got 12 guys on the field. And Mike Giannone, who's never been shy with the referees, started yelling 12 men on the field.
And with the Tars in victory formation here inside a minute to play from Swinehart Field, what a gritty win by the Tars team here this evening. The Eagles 12-0 all time coming into play tonight against the Tars, so they'll get their first win in this series history. And when the run game wasn't really working for them tonight, Tim, for the Tars, they put the ball late in the game in the hands of their junior quarterback, Luke Hall, and he led them down the field on a fantastic drive to take the lead on that touchdown pass late in the game. And just a fantastic game here from Swinehart Field. 21-17, the final. The Tars get it done, and they'll improve to 7-1 on the year. The MAC White champs here in 2021 come in and beat the Eagles, who fall to 1-7 here in 2021. So from Swinehart Field, for my broadcast partner Tim Meyer, I'm Stephen McDonald saying so long from Swinehart Field, where our final score one final time is the Anchor Bay Tars 21, the Eisenhower Eagles 17. A shout out to our crew here this evening. This has been a presentation of Shelby TV.